What's going on, people? Welcome back to another JSTV back again. And tonight, we've got the team meeting, and I've got Martin, big City fan, and also I've got Pete as well, the regular on. Be sure, giving to you guys.
You're right, John. Hope you well.
I'm great. How's things? Are you good?
Very well, John.
Fantastic stuff, guys. Like video, like watch. Make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Also, super chat is open as well. If you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p, and do show the love to the Mancunian Way, which is Martin's wonderful channel, and he's a big YouTuber as well. Big up to you. Big up to KJD. Hi to you, mate. There's going to be a few Man City. Sorry, just lost track there. Yeah, sorry about it. Yeah, big up to KHID, big City fan. Hi to AED. Hi to Elder. Hi to AED again. Big up to Eco, by the way. I hope you're well. Going to be very interesting to see what happens tomorrow. Pistols down, that's fair enough. Hi to Gary as well. Hi to JK. Hope you're well, John. Oh, hi to Carl as well. Big Guna as well. Welcome to come on as well. Right, Martin, the reason I got you on here because you wanted to comment, which is fine. The channel's always open. You got arbitration tomorrow, I believe, right? And you know, good luck. I hope you do it, and I really do. What is your take on it? And are you confident that Man City's going to win this?
I don't know if I'm confident. We'll see. I mean, people think it's a court case. It's arbitration. They're going to sit down in a bit of an informal setting and discuss the rules. And City's lawyers will ask whether they are legally binding. That's basically the top and bottom of it. I know everyone's making this big thing out that City are trying to destroy the Premier League. City won the Premier League of this year and 18 months ago when they voted this ruling. They said they would challenge it down the road. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
you know, this all started in 2012.
Yeah,
when you know they wanted to come after us and they wanted to change everything because of they didn't like our takeover, and then it obviously was going down the road for 10 years, and we've had so much stuff said about us, false stuff, by the way, because now for some weird reason everyone wants to believe the media and a back page of a newspaper. And City and the Premier League have not said anything because they've all signed NDAs. And when you sign an NDA, you're legally not going to say anything. And that was because of the situation within UEFA when someone at UEFA was leaking the info to the Daily Mail. So City went, no, we want NDAs involved in this. And so do the Premier League, because what people don't realise is the Premier League have things to answer as well in all of this. Not just tomorrow's case, but obviously over the 115 and everything else. Because that's why City have now asked for all emails, text messages, WhatsApp messages since 2009 to do with anything with Manchester City. And they may not like what gets overturned or what gets unearthed, shall we say, because I'm going to be very intrigued. And that isn't just Masters, that's going back to Richard Scudamore as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know what it is, Pete, right? I mean, Richard spoke well, by the way. I'll come to you in a minute. Hi to Lorraine. Thanks for your support as well, just in your message. Thank you for that. And yes, behind City tomorrow. That's Rico. Masters out. JK, hi to Lorraine. And Peter, I'm disappointed. I thought you would be modeling your new shirt.
Had it on Friday, Andy.
Yes, he did. He was at the stadium as well. And my RC Adventures, big up to you. Brain Races. I was 9th of June, 1862, and so this afternoon. Thank you very much indeed for that one, my friend. And welcome to JSTV. Yeah, Pete, Manchester's got arbitration tomorrow. It's going to last a couple of weeks. And do you think they're right to take on the Premier League? Because I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Because of how corrupt the Premier League's become. And they're in it for 4 clubs pretty much now. Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, Spurs.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. And it's good. I'll tell you what, though, all eyes are on this one tomorrow. I mean, Ever will be glued to their sets as well. I don't know if you listen to Talk Sports as well, Martin, that Alice Cook was just, having a go at Man City and saying that if they do this, if they take it on, they'll be a disgrace to the Premier League, disgrace to world football. He would say that because he's a Man U fan.
Where do they get these people from?
Doesn't surprise me. It is what it is. Listen, City and the City fans have become public enemy number one recently, and that's fine. People can make us whatever they want. Told you I've got a mate who's been attacked in Australia because he wore a City shirt and got called an Arab lover, oil cheater, blah, blah, blah. And this is what it is now. Nobody's... And people need to realise the reason why... I know Newcastle have had to deal with it, but the drawbridge was already up when Newcastle got taken over. This honestly goes all the way back to 2012 and what they wanted to do. It's sad. Listen, this comes back to which I think I showed you on the last time I came on. There was a letter sent out from Tottenham, Arsenal, United, Liverpool to the Premier League to stop this. And what City are trying to understand is, because I hear all this, it's a democracy. Well, yeah, because you've got a voting system, it's a democracy, but you can vote anything into a private members club. Doesn't mean you can legally do it. And the best analogy I used was it's like being a member of a private hunting club, and you all have a vote to go and hunt Bengal tigers. Does that mean you're all going to go out and shoot Bengal tigers, or would you get arrested for that at the end? UK law supersedes anything that happens in a private members club.
Yeah.
And this is what no one is understanding. We're not trying to demolish the league. What we're trying to do is make sure it is a fair league. And people talk about, well, the Premier League have got an independent regulator. No, they haven't. The Premier League regulate themselves with the other 20 members. Richard, I don't even blame Masters so much, because Masters is a puppet. The 20 clubs that are the 14 clubs, whatever, are basically the instigators all behind this. City have never wanted any of this. Yes, I understand there has to be rules, because we can't go back to the 90s, because you're going to end up with just City versus Newcastle for the next 50 years. I understand that. There've got to be some rules, but when you get into a point, but what amazes me is you've got to look at what's happening in football. Aston Villa have not been able to get a sponsor, so they go and get one now. They've just reached the Champions League, and now they're about to go and get a betting sponsor, which are only allowed for 12 months, because obviously next year the betting rules change and you can't advertise betting. So they've only been allowed to sign up a 1-year deal. Chelsea cannot get a sponsor because they had their Paramount Plus sponsorship rejected. City's Etihad deal is coming up, which is where that was one of the deals that was rejected. So when you come for your salary renewal, that will get rejected because it's third party related. But the trouble is, the way the wording of that rule is, it's so open, they could reject nearly every sponsorship, because with the wording of it is, Sheikh Mansour could have bought a tracksuit at Puma 1 year, so that's it. He's not allowed. He's got third party relationship with them. It's so open ended, this rule. It doesn't say specifics, and this is why City wanted the white paper at the time, and why the UK government have been begging the Premier League to get an independent regulator, but they won't get one.
It's ridiculous.
You tell me why they won't have an independent regulator.
Pete. So
again, it's because the clubs they're favouring in.
Yeah.
Simple as that, pretty much. As I've said, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs. They don't want to see anything happen to those kind of clubs, do they?
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just going to say it now, right? David Martin knows, right, that Real Madrid has just had a new sponsor, right? I think it's a new sponsor worth 75 million a season. Not every 4 year, a new sponsor per season, 75 mil. Yeah. Why can't City have that? Newcastle have that. Why? I mean, look, at the end of the day, right? It's not our club. We could have what sponsors we want. Do you know what I mean? But it's the Premier League. I think the Premier League, I don't know if you watched your channel, Martin, I think you might have done this afternoon. I mean, Tom made a good point. the Premier League could be no more because clubs aren't spending anymore. Look at what happened in January. No clubs are hardly spent.
barely.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find something because I'm trying to find out what the name of because the people who actually, because people think the Premier League is independent regulated, and I'm not being rude, I'm trying to look for the actual name of it.
No, it's fine.
There is a company that actually, Nielsen Sports, that's it. Everyone look up Nielsen Sports. Nielsen Sports are basically a stats company that sell out to the NBA, NFL, all the big sport companies around the world. And what the Premier League do, they basically buy those statistics from Nielsen Sports. And that's how they determine what is fair market value.
Yeah.
So it's basically stats. They're buying stats
Mm-hmm.
to prove it. In terms of will there be I do think there'll always be a Premier League, because I don't think it will end the Premier League, because whether we like it or not, the majority will just go with the rules. They will just continue playing it, because what is the alternative? Super League? Nobody wants that.
No.
What I personally think is this is becoming a Middle East investment, because City were very clever with the wording in the statement. They used the word Gulf investment. And then you look at the clubs that have sided with City in this arbitration this week. It's Aston Villa, Chelsea, yourselves, Nottingham Forest, and there was two other, Leicester City and someone else, and they're all from that side of the world. Then you look at all the clubs that are against it, they're all American. Because what the Americans want to do is, and this is what people are not realizing down the road, is they're going to turn the Premier League into the Super League. They've already had the vote passed by Europe that we can now go abroad with games. That's what this is leading to. They want Manchester City versus Liverpool in New York.
Yep.
This is where they want. If you look at Liverpool and United have been clever. The Glazers, for example, have only sold 25% of their stake within United, but have given Ineos full control of the football club. What other business gives someone a 25% of their minority stake and gives them full control? Because then the Glazers sit back, take 70% of the profit. The reason Liverpool were not willing to sell their club, they're only willing to sell 30%, is because they know what's coming down the road. This is all to get the Premier League as one big travelling circus. Let's go around the world and advertise it.
Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. It's money, 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 and they don't give a flying toss about the fans. It's as simple as that. Let's go for some comments as well. Keep them commenting. Do smash the likes as well, please. How is it fair where clubs outside the top 4-6 have to sell their best players? I think it's ridiculous, Rico. It really is. Permanent Sky were only created to make Scout Sport and Man United more money. They're all the same entity. Yeah, I agree. City are the Che Guevara of the Premier League. Freedom. That's from Mick. And that's that range, as it really is. What's wrong with some people? Yeah. I totally agree. Spot on about the law. Big up to Martin as well. Even though that's our legend. That's me. Thank you very much indeed, Martin. Hope you're well on Peach's channel as well. Big up to Mama Flossie as well. Hi to Mama. Hope you're well. Mods as well. That's how crop works. It disguises itself. Yep. And like RC, fair play is joke. How can they bring in new rules after Man City's have brought in? I'll tell you what, it's all because of our takeover. I could be wrong. And let's go on to some more. Watched Junkie Patterson last night. He was amazing to listen regarding all this. I won't mention the channel, but if you want, I suggest you all listen. The Man City fan included is fascinated. I know that channel is anywhere, and I get on them really well. And what do you think, Martin? I mean, look, I don't know if you watched it last night.
No, I've not watched it last night. I will do. It is on my, I do watch Keith Patterson a lot. Some like him, some don't. I know Leeds United had a big set to with him last week when he announced their issues with FFP. Listen, again, I understand they have to have some laws. And even the selling thing doesn't bother me so much, because every club has to sell. Liverpool had to sell Coutinho.
Yeah,
that's just football. City have to sell players. We're looking at potentially maybe having to sell Alvarez to bring in players, but people have to sell. That's just business. I understand that point. what you shouldn't. The thing that I don't like is by the 30th of June, you're going to have a mini deadline window where you're going to have 6 clubs, well, 5 clubs now because Chelsea are out of it, where 5 clubs are going to have a mini transfer window deadline day to make up FFP. And that's why you're not seeing anyone move before the 1st of July. You're not going to hear many deals till the 1st of July.
No.
There's no coincidence Bruno's release clause is the end of June.
It is.
Why? Because it goes into this year's books, not next. Listen, there's all cleverness around this. There's 2 deadlines. It's 30th of June, 1st of July.
Yep.
1st of July, you get to put on next year's books. This is why people thought I was having to go. When I was talking about when Newcastle fans say, but we've got Adidas coming in and this coming in, that's going on next year's books, 1st of July. Won't come into this year's books. It's weird. You've either got to be very clever with your accountants, you've got to be. It's why for me you won't see many deals done until 2nd, 3rd, 4th of July because they're all waiting. They're all waiting at the moment to go.
Yeah.
I suppose we'll see, but
yeah, I agree with you, man. I agree. But you know what? I mean, it's just going to get worse, and I hope it gets better soon for the Premier League. Can I just say, thoughts and prayers to Alan Hansen, who's seriously ill in intensive care, all family and friends. You know what? We should be speedy recovery as well, and Alan's family as well. And I hope we pulse it through. I mean, 68 is no age at all whatsoever. So, wishing speedy recovery, Alan, and stay strong, man. And I'll second that and well said. Fair play is unfair on 2 levels. As Newcastle and other teams are suffering, Man City have been hung out to dry after the purchase players, Pete.
You can't disagree, can you? And again, what of all these other teams that need to spend to stay in the Premier League? Like the promoted teams, like last season, or the relegated teams went down. So
okay.
These clubs that have come up are going to need these players in so they can guarantee Premier League football.
Agreed.
It's
I don't think you're ever going to get away from the rich win.
No.
You're never going to get away with that. That happened in 1992. United were the richest club. They won the league. Blackburn had the money. They won the league. Newcastle in the mid-90s had money. You were challenging for the league. You're never going to change that. That's just one thing I will say. This thing of we want the league competitive. It's never going to be. It's never been competitive and never will be competitive. That's just the world we live in. Tesco is bigger than Sainsbury's. Tough. It's just the way it is. That's just life. Listen, I would love that we all play on this level playing field, but we don't.
Mm-hmm.
But what is wrong is that someone who invests within a club is not allowed to invest their own money within a business. You know, I understand you can't go and invest a stupid amount of money. I get that.
No.
But I don't think PIF are wanting to put $1 billion into Newcastle just on players.
No.
You might want to put $1 billion on the infrastructure and the stadium and the training ground. And all. That's different. I don't think Newcastle fans are asking PIF. I know they would like to go and get Mbappe and all these.
Yeah, but it's not just all of that.
All they're asking for is a chance to have a go.
Yeah.
That's all people are asking for. This thing of, I didn't hear any of this anti-competitiveness. Newcastle finished 4th the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Nottingham Forest finished high up. Brentford have not been down since they come up. What the Premier League have done is they've got scared because the 3 Premier League clubs that have come up have gone back down again.
Yep.
They've got very scared about that. And also the United, Arsenal, because this is my thing. If you take City out, I've always said this, you take City out of winning the league, who wins the league?
That's it.
Arsenal.
That's it. Arsenal.
One of them too, yeah.
It's not like we've stopped Fulham winning the league, or we've stopped Leicester winning the league, or we've stopped the dream of Nottingham Forest winning the league. We've stopped the Red Cartel from winning the league. And that's what we don't like. This is what I mean. This thing of, it becomes City have made it non-competitive. No, what we've done is we've just stopped you winning the league. Tough shit, get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Stop
That's
crying about it.
Man, Arsenal didn't win games that they should have won.
Yeah.
There you go. That's why they've come up short again.
They bottled it. They bottled it last season. They bottled it this season. There's games they should have won. I mean, West Ham at home, Fulham away, Villa at home. If they would,
And they're still very salty about us beating them.
Yeah,
as well.
fact.
Still,
that ball was not over the line. It's not over the line because VAR said it was not over the line. It's as simple as that. You know, just get on with it. You know, it happened to us, right? We'll be crying. We still be crying. That's it. You've got to move on now. Throughout history, these examples of main governing bodies being way too unfair that they end up with breakaway leagues, organisations. If the Premier are not careful, it will happen. So it could be a Super League. Because I tell you what, that could happen. I hope it doesn't. I don't want the Super League. I don't want the Super League at all, guys. But
you don't
make
want
Premier
to.
League, Super League. That's what they'll do.
I do.
I think they will break away. Rest in peace, Michael Mosley. Thank you for that, Rigo. Thank you very much indeed. Hansen, top player, top bloke. He is. And it's loaded mag. Big up to Pete as well. Do follow their channel as well, by the way. Lovely guy. And Darren and Chris as well. As long as you're okay saying the chat, that's fine. Yes, other documentaries as well. Mama said, yes, you can mention the channel. Yes, you can. Load HQ at NUFC. I'm sure it's lastly. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've yet to see that as well. It'd be very interesting. I wish I'd get more invites on that channel, man. Hey to Jabba Jabba, you hope you're well. If you say hi to Mama, Hanson's an amazing player. Got to be real. And Eltel, bigger to Eltel. Hope you're well, mate. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend along the way. And the Premier League are going to be bank.
I think he says bankrupt.
Bankrupt, yeah. I wouldn't be so. That's the word. Sorry, Jabba. I think you're right, mate. I tell you what, if we don't spend, that's what's going to happen. And if any club wanted Bruno, they had 9 days to activate the release clause. Plus, he's the face of JD Sports advertising the 24-5 season kit along with Isak and Joey. They're not going anywhere. I think Martin's got something strong about that as well. And
I don't want to upset. I'm not here to upset.
No, I know. It's just basically Bruno did a statement saying that if you believe in what's on the newspaper,
yeah, I've seen it as well. It was Fabrizio Romano reported it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know you said about on the tweet as well about Bruno. If he's available, you think Man City probably in the race for this guy. But the thing is, what do you think?
And I know we're in a race, and I know we're going to activate.
Yeah, and go on then. Tell us more, man. Tell the viewers.
Listen, no, because you don't like the ITK stuff. So I try. Listen, go
on, man. That's what you're here for.
I don't put stuff on Twitter. I never do. I explain my stuff within shows. I'm not into all this clicks and everything else for Twitter. I don't share anything on Twitter because the person I get the info off is quite close to the club itself. So I don't want to jeopardize their job.
Enough.
You've got to look at Bruno's wording lately. It's changing. Bruno's gone from I'm not moving, I'm happy, blah, 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 to now he's throwing in the line. But we'll see at the end. I don't know what's going to happen. It's now slightly changing. I know he's done all these, but listen, Edison has done kit reveals for us. Means now. Buying a house means now. I always use this. Dan Ashworth bought an house in Newcastle, or bought a brand new house and then up sticks and left. You can rent houses out. You can sell houses. Houses mean now. Pep Guardiola's got an apartment in Bayern Munich. He's never going back to Munich, but he's got an apartment out there. I think Kevin Keegan's still got some up in Newcastle, and he bought an house or something. So it doesn't mean he's going back as a manager at any time soon.
It's true.
I just got told, Bruno, if we activate, I think Bruno will be a City player.
Fair enough. That's according to Martin. I agree with
you. You all attack me and come after me.
No, we won't.
It's on if City activate. If City don't activate, then
I think they'll move away from Paquetá now with them being under investigation.
Yeah, that's all. I know there was who's your journalist up at the Chronicle?
Lee Ryder.
I know, didn't he say something? Didn't he put a quote out saying how Newcastle are fearing City at the minute? out of everyone, it's City the one that they're worried about. Because I think the inside talk is City are going to come. It's just when we're going to come, I suppose. But we'll see. But there's talk about Alvarez leaving us.
We'll see what happens in the summer window. I agree with Martin. Apologise with your name. They will always be rich and poor. That's life. But what I want to see is equal opportunity for all clubs, at least for the fans' sake.
That's what you want.
It's fair enough. And Everton didn't have a lot of money, but won 2 Championship Europe trophy under Kendall. He's a legend. Rest in peace, Howard, man. What a legend. 100% sure Man U and Paul are the main instigators.
Tottenham.
And Spurs. Well. Yes, agree. We never will be playing field, but the trapdoor should not be pulled on the rest of the league. Man City and Chelsea got to spend what they want, and now everyone else. That's an Alan. Alan also always bottle. Ken also to right, he nearly cried. And last season, Premier League shut themselves and forcing the teams to spend. Big up to Stephanie. I hope you well, Steph, and hope that a little weekend as well. She's a big Blues fan. And Bruno isn't going anywhere, but money talks as well. That's not. It's convinced that Bruno ain't going to go anywhere. Slim chance you get Bruno, but I'll be seething if they sold into a Premier League club. However, ultimately, it's his life. And who ought to say it? No, but if City get Bruno, it may cost you two of your very good players. Yeah, because I tell you what, it is what it is. Case in disguise. I won't mention them too much, by the way. Martin, you are allowed an opinion, but you're so wrong. That's unblowing. And she's such a passion. Can't you do it? Keegan has a Hussein. Yeah, he has got a Hussein. Can't you do it? And would you swap for Foden for Bruno? Would you swap Foden for Bruno then?
Yeah, no thanks. Scott Wilson was the guy. Is it Scott Wilson? He's the one. Newcastle are increasingly concerned at the idea of you losing Bruno Guimaraes to Manchester City this month.
If Bruno goes to City, relegation. I don't think we get relegated, man.
No, because if it does happen, your targets change. Because under the new guys, your 100 million would mean you've got 300 million to whack back the other way.
That's it.
So you've got to think of it that way in terms of, because if you look, I mean, I'm only guessing because I don't know the Newcastle ins and outs, but you look at the players you've been linked with, they're not, there were a lot of young, low fee players. So Trafford, 20 million, well, he's now gone to 30 million because no one's ever mentioned it. City have a 20% salary.
Yeah, they do. I heard about that actually.
So whoever pays, say someone pays 48 million of it's going to City. So it's only 32. So that has to all then be taken into the guise of it. Because the one thing I do know, Trafford ain't going nowhere as a number 2. He won't go anywhere as a number 2. He wants number 1. He left City because he was told he wasn't getting number 1.
Yeah.
The cheek of the young lad and wants to tell him Pep he wants to be number 1. Yeah, never mind though.
No.
It's a funny one. In terms of, listen, you don't want to look. Listen, people saying won't want to go to City. Why? Chance of winning trophies, Champions League football. Football careers are very short.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
I did ask somebody about apparently doesn't your release clause not start? It's not in for next season either.
No, it's just this month for the Bruno.
But that's what I mean. So if you say you don't make top 4 next year, Bruno hasn't got 20, he hasn't got a release clause to go next year. So you could ask 150.
Yeah,
no one's going to spend that in this market at 150.
Nah.
So,
no, we got. Yeah.
And I do know Bruno and Pep get on very, very well. You just look at the interviews and the videos they do of each other. They're like son and bloody fat. I've never seen a manager and a player hug each other so much. I don't understand why. It always amazed me, that one.
Yeah, we got to see what happens. Sort of thing. Wait and see.
Yeah,
I mean, things can change in football. Things can change in football.
We can only say what we're hearing from our end,
and
you can only say what you're hearing from your end. But I do know, the interest is there.
Yeah, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Big up to Martin.
The same way Chelsea want to buy Alvarez off us, there's not we can do.
Exactly. You've got to get on with it. And Ed's Mancunian VIP, big up to you, Ed. Hope you're well. Big up to Martin Paddle. I hope you're great. Big City fan as well. Bruno will be under pressure from agents too. We have to be realistic. Money goes a long way. And winning trophies as well. In case you get relegated, I hope not. I want you to win your case. Mick said, Martin, Royal City 25-1 in some bookies, 25-1. I don't know where they got that from.
Listen, Jack Grealish told Aston Villa fans he was going nowhere 3 days before he left.
Which was a good City. FFP charges to Man City when it's happening. Well, that's the FFP one. That is the arbitrations tomorrow. The main one is November. According to Peter O'Rourke, right, he's got Football Insider's Inside Track podcast. He reckons that Man City will be expecting to win their case against Premier League after bringing forward a legal battle over the associated party transaction. Martin, suppose if Man City win their case, right, win the arbitration, right, said, breaking news, Man City won the arbitration against Premier League. What do you think is going to happen after that? Do you think it's going to be over? Do you think got to get on with it? Or is it good for the Premier League?
You say win this, I think it's a difficult one because I don't know what the knock-on. No one's going to know what the knock-on effect will be. By the way, this is not so City can just go and spend willy-nilly. I think what people are saying is what City are asking for, is it law? It's very different to the 115 charges. The 115 charges are very, very separate. And personally, I think City will win all that as well. City will win all that. I don't think we'll get done with any of that because we proved it at CAS and people going about it's time barred at CAS. Load of crap. No, it wasn't time barred. City won on a 2-1 majority vote that the Etihad, ADUG, and Etisalat were of non-third party related companies. So I don't know what the Premier League are going to think that's changed. It's a weird one. This is the thing. The 115 charges have not been explained properly to people. The CAS case was not explained properly to people. And what I'm doing on Tuesday on mine, I'm going to read the full 93-page CAS document out live on air. So people actually understand and they know what they're talking about because it's not been explained enough. But you just heard about time barred. Nothing to do with time barred. Parts of it were time barred. Nothing to do with the actual charges.
Yeah. And where's that going to come on this week?
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah. Full 93-page. Jack and Nora, I'm going to sit down and read the whole lot.
Good for you. Good for you, man. And well done to you. Very interesting there. Who would the Newcastle panel want to see on the right side of the midfield, Pete?
Well, it's an interesting one. Just depends who we're in for in the summer, that's the thing, because that has got to be one of our priorities, is the right side of midfielder. Almiron, it's time he leaves. Murphy, I think, is going to be more of a squad player next season. I want to see Minty given a chance. I really do. The least you've got to give him is pre-season, even though there's talk of a £40 million that he could go for. But I think the guy deserves a pre-season at least.
I agree with you.
Again, it's hard to say right now, but see, I want to see Minty given a chance. I really do.
Yeah, I'll do as well, Pete. I'll do because the thing is, right, I mean, Tony made a good point today, and I knew it as well. If we saw Minty to Liverpool, we played Liverpool last game of the season, he scores the 95th minute winner, which wins them the title, then it'd be bad business sense for Newcastle. I thought that'd be poor. Whoever's decision to sell him in the first place should be sacked.
The fact is, the yard's very young as well. That's why we got him in. It won for the future.
Yeah.
If we got the money for him, if someone did buy him, okay, it would help towards FFP as well. But come on, we should be getting players off the books who need to come off the books, i.e. Miguel Almiron has got to be one of them. And other players like that. And there's other players we need to get rid of out the side as well. As you said, Dubravka, time for him to leave. And now the talks of rumours that Leicester City wants Sean Longstaff.
I'll drive him wherever he goes. I mean, look, but it gives you work rate. It gives you work rate.
How much do Newcastle need to raise by the 30th?
I'm not sure, but the fact is, Martin, I don't know if you've seen it, Sky Sports have actually taken that news off their social media platforms.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was on. I mean, I don't know if anyone follows Swiss Ramble. Swiss Ramble's actually really good. The analytical, financial things. There were a few clubs, but the trouble is, no one knows how much anyone's got to raise.
No,
and
that's what they have said as well.
As fans, because you could say, "Oh, get rid of a Hendrick or a Longstaff." Say you get 10 million for Longstaff, and you're like, "Yay, that's great." You don't know whether that's enough or it isn't enough. And this is the problem. We're all in the dark on this. No one knows exactly what is enough to cover the FFP situation. Because right now, that's why at the moment you can't spend. And there's 5 other clubs who can't spend. Because they can't get going until that's sorted out. This is where it's wrong, and this whole situation is wrong. You're now having to sell before you can buy.
Yep.
And you're wanting to add to your squad and improve it, and you can't because at the moment, technically, you're running at a deficit. But you don't know what your deficit is. Newcastle will know what the deficit is.
But we don't.
But you don't. So it's hard because you're just playing guessing games at the minute. You don't know what play. You might be thinking, oh, get rid of a Callum Wilson. It's great. It might only be 5-10 million. But it also might be a Bruno you need to get. No one knows, and it's not fair on the fans. This is where it's wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I mean, the Premier League is killing this competition.
It is. It's people in the background. Richard Masters and all of his other puppets that he's got in there with him.
Exactly. And I'll tell you what, just so Richard Masters is not like, too exec. Go on.
It's like Man United's at least $1 billion in the red. I know probably the debts probably don't add to FFP, but look how much debt they're in.
Exactly. And they can spend.
Because it doesn't include debt. That's why they were clever on the semantics.
Well, but still, it's just the debt.
Crazy.
No,
man.
but it's just the debt they've raveled up for so many years is incredible.
It's because they make a load of money, Pete. That's the problem.
Because
United makes 700 million or whatever it is back in shirt sales and all this other stuff. Because whether we like it or not, and I hate this, United is still it's like Barcelona. Why have La Liga never done Barcelona? They'll never do them.
No
chance. Evening to Lawrence. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. And yeah, he doesn't get any minutes currently, right? Probably getting loaned out again next in summer. It could be with Borussia Dortmund, and Leipzig is after him as well. It's very interesting. I'd rather keep the guy. And sounds interesting for jabs. Martin, sponsored by Costa. Cool. Big up to Mary, by the way. Good evening, one and all. Hope you're well, mods, chatters, and of course the host this evening. Thank you very much indeed for that, Mary. I hope you're well. Even to Ian, I hope you're grand. And you say Back City winning the 115 charges because that's what you want. I would be saying that if it was Newcastle. You don't know how it's going to go. Now, I was on a show this afternoon with Shelley. Shelley reckons that this is Shelley's point, not my point. She reckons that stop the arbitration, we stop the 115 charges, we shake hands, and we just call it quits.
City don't want
That's what Shelley said.
City won't accept that. City are point blank not accepting any kind of deals. And I do have an idea because I've read the full 93-page cast case, and that's what these 115 are a continuation of the UEFA case, basically. And we beat CAS, which is the suit, and we didn't beat CAS, we beat UEFA at CAS, which is the highest court you can go to within the sporting land. It's a legal court, and we won that 2-1. This is what I mean. Some people believe the media. City have never said a word. The Premier League have never said a word. because they've all signed non-disclosure forms. I do know staff at City. People can say, "Oh, in the know all they want." I do know people at City, and they're very confident. I mean, let's put it on, man. You look at what City have done in the last 12 months. If that was a club going out of business, we wouldn't have done what we've done. We're extending the stadium. We're building a fan zone. We are currently we're bringing more clubs into the CFG. We're doing all sorts of stuff. Do you think if City go and drop 100 million on Bruno Guimaraes, it looks like we're off down to Division 2? Come on, people have got to use a little bit of common sense as well.
Agree. Exactly.
You can tell when a club's going out of business or going bye-bye because they don't spend money.
Yeah, facts. Absolute facts. They can have him with bells on. John's on standby to take him. Lorraine, that's why we love you. Young players want game time nowadays, don't want to wait. Well, the thing is, so you need him as well. We badly need him. So make his workhorse. I disagree with selling him. Mate, I'm not being funny, right? But everyone's got an opinion, which is fine.
He's not good enough for this club anymore. The fact is, ever since the last goal he scored was Fulham at home back in December, since then, 0 goals, 0 Premier League assists in the Premier League. That is poor. That is unacceptable for an attacking player, for him in particularly. People say, because he's playing on the right, not through the middle, and on the left. The guy's an international footballer. Surely he's had enough time to learn that role, like he did the season before when we finished 4th. How's he all of a sudden gone completely backwards? It's not good enough. He won't try with his right foot at times. And I've seen shots being blazed left, right, and centre. And he's had opportunities to pass the ball to other players who've got a chance of scoring. He's went for goal himself, and the ball's gone into Rose head. He's not good enough now. He needs moved on. He's been here over 5 years. The guy's 30 years old.
Well, where'd you sell him? This is the problem.
That's the only thing.
No. Nobody's buying anyone at the moment. They're all waiting.
Yeah. Well, that's it. But still, he's a player that we need off the books now, John.
I agree.
That is a player that is not good enough for the club, and that's why we need to move these kind of players on. They're not good enough for this club anymore. And
I'll tell you something else as well. He want to win cups. He won titles. I'm afraid to say Miggy is not going to be either of them. I'm sorry. I mean, he talked about work rate at 36, yeah? I mean, he's got to go as well. I'm sorry, but that's just an opinion.
Go back to Miggy. That game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, all he has to do is keep that ball in the corner. We've got the game won. Or he doesn't. He plays a silly ball across goal. No one's there. Chelsea go up the other end, and they've scored the equaliser after Trippier's made a mistake.
Yeah, exactly. And they scored about elite sports. It's about winning trophies. Simple as that. Saying we need to raise money and bidding.
I remember that when you say Bruno loves Newcastle and he's adored it. It's not about winning trophies. I remember that when you come back with that one, John.
Yeah. The thing is, though, right? I mean, look, I want Niggas to succeed. I really want to succeed. Last season, I'll speak the truth when they have a good game. Yeah. Last season, brilliant. This season, season gone. Yeah. Not good. But
no, I'm only playing it.
I know.
The thing is, because I'm only listening to Newcastle fans. You want Miggy gone, Callum gone, this gone. It's very hard to get rid of 5 or 6 players out the door for money.
It can be.
And then bring 5 or 6 in. You're not going to do that in one window.
Club's
going to do that.
and it's good.
Not with the way the rules are now. No one's going to do it. And it's not that. Because the worst thing is now, these rules include wages.
Yeah, they do.
So it's not just the fee anymore. It's now your wage, your signing on fee, and your agent's fees. It's everything.
I agree.
It's stupid.
That's all there is to it. Exactly. It's like we have Ashley, yeah? Getting on 5-year contracts, 6-year contracts, yeah? And we still can't shift them away.
That's where we can't. Again, it comes down to previous ownership because we've given them silly contracts and we'll give them silly wages. Jeff Hendrick apparently was on 50 grand a week.
Yeah. And Burnley celebrated.
Fraser, another one, was apparently on 80 or might have been a little bit more, but still. Hopefully Southampton come and purchase him because they're really highly interested in him.
Exactly. Crazy, man. Crazy world in a crazy world. Strange how just after Sky reporter happened to sell, Sky puts a video out of Bruno best clips at Newcastle. Wow. Even lads, hope you well, Jay. And Minty should stay. Others needs to go. 36 really not sure. After all years carrying an injury, I'll give him a chance. Make it a go. That's from John. Yeah, you're right. Nobody knows till close finance are released. Until then, it's all wind and pea. Thank you, Andrew. That's it. If United didn't spend a thing, they'll be back in the black and 3, yeah. And Nico Everton fan, Thatcher Mancunian is being the latest bidder. Yeah, I heard that as well. I hope Everton Football Club gets itself sorted out real quick. Which players from both Man City and Newcastle would you love to leave in the summer? That's from Mary. And I'll start with you, Martin.
I think Calvin Phillips will go on loan because again he's on 150 grand a week. We've just sold Taylor Howard-Bellis. Wow, there was Cancelo will go on loan. Yeah, that works both ways, by the way. Dropadono, sorry if I got your name wrong. Yeah, for butchered it. Works both ways. That's why City's lawyers have asked for all text messages and emails from the Premier League since 2009. Works both ways. This is my thing. People only talk about the City are guilty part. No one talks about the other side.
Yeah.
There's two sides on stories. Don't forget that. The only other one, Bernardo was due to go, but he's got a £50 million release clause. Nobody's willing to pay the 50 up front, so he's not.
How many years he got left? How many years he got left on his contract? 2
years. He's on 300 grand a week. This is the problem. It's like Edison at the moment. Edison, he's only on 100 grand a week. To get Edison out the door, you're looking at 60, 70 mil minimum. And then he'd want 200 grand a week wages. So no one in the Premier League is really going to touch that. You're looking at Saudi. But I think he'll stay. It's like Phil Foden's about to get a pay bump up to a rumoured 375 grand a week.
Ooh. Nice work.
This is the problem. This is the thing. It's great. You want to be one of the big boys. You've got to then start paying the wages like the big boys, and they're the wages like the big boys. You're talking minimum of 200 grand a week. So when you get Elise and all these, this is the problem at United. They will get offered those wages.
Yeah, they will.
So for Newcastle to get involved in those deals, you're going to have to match those wages.
Interesting.
That's the thing. But no, maybe I think the only shock departure I see is probably maybe Alvarez. And again, that's about 80 million.
I like Alvarez.
He's not I like Alvarez.
I do.
And that's because he can't get his number one spot as a striker. But personally, I know City want to keep him. It's just about game time as a striker, because the problem is he's got a Norwegian meat machine in front of him that ain't going to move anywhere.
There you are.
Definitely not.
And you can't play him as a number 10 as well.
No, what you've got Foden, and then when KDB is eventually, the idea is to get KDB signed up on an extension to potentially sell on to Saudi next year or to America, because the idea is he may even go to New York to play for New York City. The idea is to get Musiala in to replace him as long term, which is minimum 130 mil.
Yeah. Interesting. We finally finished console. We're going to talk about James Trafford in a bit. What do you guys think about the accusations about City not helping with information about the investigations and that being some of the charges? That's some job, Martin.
They were told not to by the lawyers. I don't know if anyone knows. Look up KC Lord Tom Pannock, and you'll see how damn good he is. He was part of the UK's government legal case with the pandemic. And by the way, he won. I think he's on 85 grand a day. Retainer. A day.
Wow.
That's why the Premier League's legal costs have gone up 300%. I think something daft from like 9 million to something really daft.
Well, What do you think of getting Ederson from City as he wants to leave? I think he'll stay at City next season, like Martin just said. It's either he stays or he'll probably end up going to Saudi.
I'll be honest with you, Trevor. At the moment, you couldn't afford him. And that's with every respect, by the way. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way.
Yeah. Rico, that's not going to happen anytime soon, mate. It is not going to happen. Gordon to Liverpool, not a chance. He got at Liverpool anyway for a reason, and there's no way he's going back. Simple as that. John, make 36 Capitano next season, and you'll shine like a star. Nick, no thank you, man.
You can't give a player like Longstaff captain Tom Van, no chance.
Nick, I'd rather take Taylor Swift as a new signing and make her captain. If he's not the best player to City or Liverpool, I'll quit watching football. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, right, these owners are not going to allow him to leave anyway. But you never know. I don't love any club, neither City or United, here for the cash. That's an Allen. And John, lad, don't forget City had to go through a transition. Joe Rose said, you were a pub team, now you're world class.
When did Joe Rose say that?
Interesting.
The reason I know is
I
did an interview with Joe Roll last week in the BBC studios.
Never
said that. Anyone, and by the way, I'm not BSing on that. Go and check my Twitter. I've got pictures with me and Joe Roll in the BBC Radio Manchester studios. I don't remember pub teams getting 35,000 in Division 2.
Wow. Pub team, strong word. I'll never say pub team.
Hey, listen.
Unless we defend like a pub team.
John, I told you this coming on. We're public enemy number one.
Listen, we've got you, man. We've got you, and we're going to defend you. Talking needs to go, spending more time off on the bench.
That's another player we needed. We'll give this guy 100k a week as well.
You take care as well, my RC. You take care, man. I totally agree. 100k a week. Wow. Feel like mugs, I'm telling you. The FA needs to put a cap on wages to players, and if the player not like it, tough. That's from Trevor. John, rude, excelled as I thought it was me. Jobs, you come on time tonight, so I'm proud of you. 375k a week. That's wow. That's talking about Forden. We can't meet those wages under PSR rules. No, right.
We can't.
Hope Man City stuff up the FFP, Jobson down to earth. Jimmy Mafia gets in the FFP and spoiling our football too much with rules, more rules than the Bible. That is Lee. You summed it up beautifully, man. I'm a Leeds fan, anyway, but like the tune. Trevor, we have to convert you into black and white, mate. I heard that Martin, part of City tactics is they know they repeat the Prem off, costing them a fortune legal fees deserved, in my opinion. And if Bruno does go, would you want another midfielder or give the minutes to Willock and Anderson? If he goes, we need to replace him. We need to replace him.
I'd love would be Edison from Atalanta. 100%.
100%. And Edison would be fantastic for Newcastle United. And I'll rate this guy very highly. Willock's injured too much. And in my opinion, Anderson is not at level I expect for us. That's fair enough.
Anderson's still potential within him. He's still a young lad learning, that's the thing. And he'll become that player one day.
But let's go on to the last topic of the night. I know Martin's got a show soon. James Trafford. Now, according to a post, James, right? I mean, you just said this to us as well on the DM earlier on, that you got first refusal on this guy. I mean, 20 million, right? Some reports come out today that Burnley wants 40 mil, right? We don't know what to believe now, but Man City has got first refusal on this guy. Do you honestly think they're going to take him back?
No. I mean, could they take him back and use him to sell on for another player? Potentially. No, I don't think City will activate the buyback, because our buyback is 20, I think. There's nothing Burnley can do about that. That was part of the deal that they signed up on. We have got a 20% sell-on clause, which I know whoever's signing, whether it's Chelsea or whoever else, you've got to think of it from a Burnley point of view, because Burnley do have to pay 20% onto us. So they are going to want a bit more money. I did think 20 was a low. Do I think 40 is high? Possibly. I think you're going to end up in the middle at about. I did read earlier. I don't know how true it is. Chelsea were close to agreeing a £30 million deal for him. The Chelsea one doesn't surprise me because of the Joe Shields link. Joe Shields, who used to be the development director for our academy. He was the guy he went to Southampton for I think he went for a cup of coffee and then pissed off somewhere else and went to Chelsea in the end. But there's no coincidence. They got Lavia out of City's academy, Maresca, coach under Pep, Cole Palmer out of City's academy. Joe Shields is bringing in the place he knows. And now you link with James Trafford. So, and then there's no coincidence that they want to play the Pep or Johan Cruyff, whichever way you want to call it, style of football. From Chelsea, I'm not sure on Trafford. I never was sure on him. I thought he was too young to come in and do that in a great under-21s tournament. Didn't concede a goal, was fabulous. But I'm never sure whether he could. I'm not sure if he's not good enough or that Burnley defence wasn't good enough.
I personally think it was the Burnley defence that wasn't really good enough. Because the fact is they changed keepers, they still went down.
Yeah. It's a difficult one for James Trafford. I know he's got a release clause a little bit lower because he's got a relegation clause they put in. I don't know. Who's your other option? Is it that Mamardashvili?
Mamardashvili from Valencia.
But what is his release clause? Because I've heard it's 40 and 80. Which one is it? I don't know which one it is.
I don't know the things. There's one says 40, one says about 30 odd million euros. 30 odd million euros as well.
How much is Ramsdale?
Ramsdale, I think, also want about 60 million for him. But I don't want Ramsdale at the club. I really...
Again, because no one knows your budget, it's 30 or 40 million, a huge chunk out of your budget with the wages. This is what I mean, because nobody knows what budgets are and where you are on the FFP scale. You might be all thinking, 40 million quid for Mamardashvili. Steal. But then that might be it. Might kill you for the rest of the window then.
Yeah,
and this is the point. No, to me, they need to be more open with this.
That's the thing.
Clubs have to become more open.
That's the thing.
And plus, what about Nick Pope?
Well, apparently, right? I mean, I was on Tony's show, and he reckons that I think Nick Pope's time at Newcastle's numbered. He reckons because of the shoulder injury, 2 shoulder injuries twice, and he thinks he's a bit dodgy. And he thinks that he said, get rid of the goalkeeper, right? Get rid of him, and give James Trafford as number 1. Yeah, for me, I'll still keep Nick Pope, right? But I still keep Mamardashvili coming in, right? If we get him, I'm not saying we will, but if we did, then hopefully it could be on number 1.
And who's your number 1?
Say again?
Who's your number 1 then?
Well, Pope in a minute, but the back could be.
No, but if you got Mamardashvili, who would then be your number 1?
I'll probably Mamardashvili be number 1.
And do you think Nick Pope would be happy with doing that though?
Yeah, but it's the dodge the shoulder.
See, I saw you work back in, but he should have played in the last. He should have played came in against Brighton, against Man United.
The trouble is, if he's trying to get the England number 1 spot, Southgate ain't going to want him sat on a bench.
No, he's not.
He'll tell him to move.
Exactly, but again, anything can happen. I mean, he's got 2 years left on his contract anyway, Nick. Bruno will stay. He's loving it, playing for us media, talking a load of crap. That's really. You've got to understand that goes with being at the top and poaching our players. Don't make us happy. And it's trying to Trev. Just 10 Burley where to go. Martin, do you put red or brown sauce on your Sunday dinner? That's what I am. Fair enough.
Who said that, like?
People can say whatever they want about, like I said, person I speak who's never done me wrong. And I don't advertise it on Twitter. I just say what I hear.
Yeah. And he speaks right, and he's the real one as well. Big up to Alan, by the way. Hope you're well. He's a one-up merchant. I'm sure he's got something to think about as well. I love watching City, but I heard that the atmosphere has gone a bit flat in the stadium. Is it true? Liam Gallagher was reported to say he was shouted down for making noise, but he was in court anyway. I mean, I've been to the Etihad. I don't know if you went to the Etihad. I don't know if you've been, Pete, for the Cops game.
I've not been since 2006, actually.
That's a long time. We took 8,000 there, right? We went there, right? And the atmosphere, right, was so quiet, Martin, from your fans.
I think
that's a quarter-final as well.
That's football, John. You've got to realise, and again, I've said this, you won't like this, the Newcastle you are now will not be the Newcastle you are in 10 years. And you'll all fight me on it and tell me, yes, we are. Yes, we will be. Your owners, whether you like this or not, do not want fans in there paying 20 quid on a ticket.
Fair enough.
They want fans. From, you know, I keep saying this. Do you think you're building your fan zone for your homegrown fans?
We are. We're getting a stack. I'll repeat stack.
You will.
Yeah,
yeah. You don't realise what's coming. We said all the same things. Liverpool said it. United said it. Everyone says it. That you'll never lose it. And some games are great, but what you've got to realise is your owners are there to also. It's like City's match day revenue is one of the lowest.
Fair enough.
All of our season, my season ticket now is 800 odd for 19 Premier League games, which is pretty damn decent to watch football I watch. And that's just gone up. And there's been a whole kick-off at the club about that. It's only gone up 20 quid, and there's been a big kick-off. Think about it this way. Why would they want me in when they can bring... They're building a hotel as well. Do you think they're building a hotel for me who lives 5 minutes down the road?
Yeah.
They're building a hotel for fans from America, Australia, etc., to come in and spend hundreds, if not thousands of pounds on a hotel, a tour, an experience, spend £200 on a ticket, go in your car. You'll notice your corporate will get bigger and better soon, because that's where it all goes to. And sadly, with that, the days of rip-roaring football, because we have a group. I know you've got wall flags and all them. We have one called 1894, and 1894 have even had accreditations taken off them by the club for putting banners up, because they don't want the banners. They don't want this is Omar Barada is very famous. He left to join United, and he said they made more money during the pandemic with no fans in because they could get more advertisement boards in. They're not people think our owners all care about the fans and we're all this and the other. They'll tell you that. They don't really. It's about making the money and the sponsorships. And that's the hard truth of it. That's football now. That's 2024 football. Why do you think we all went to the Super League? Because they can charge £400 a ticket. It's like me. I'm going over to watch City versus Barcelona in a pre-season friendly in Orlando in July. It's cost me about $150 to go, which over here would be 20 quid. $150 just for a friendly.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's the cheapest ticket. They're going on Ticketmaster at $400.
Wow. I paid my ticket for Urawa Reds and Yokohama F. Marinos as well. I think it's 21 quid and 42 quid and 21 quid or something like that.
You are used to get so far, and then it becomes right. Because you know yourself, John, I think you've got a season ticket, haven't you? And you have Pete.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
When you go to Newcastle, do you go in the club shop every game and spend a load of money?
No.
Did you buy a load of food?
No,
not really.
So what do the club make out of you after the season ticket?
Make money.
Someone can go from America, goes in the club shop, new shirt, scarf, new jacket, load of food. They're making wonga off them. They're the fans they want. They don't want the same people in there. They want a turnover. They want the turnover to keep going and going and going of new people.
Mhm.
When you get a hotel, because it will come, you'll get a hotel built. It's not for Pete. You don't want Pete staying in the hotel. He lives 10, 15 minutes away. What's the point? His bed's 10, 15 minutes away. Why would he stay in a hotel?
Yeah.
They're doing it for people because we've just got the new Co-op Arena built up. They can go to a Taylor Swift concert, go to a City game, pop into the hotel overnight. All that money goes in Sheikh Mansour's back pocket.
Exactly.
And that's the sad reality of where we're going with football. It's been more Americanized than we've ever realized.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's what it's
That's no dig at any
make money out of us.
Out there.
Yeah. The rough, the TRB. Hope you're well, mate. And they linked with Philip Yorks of Villarreal as well. He's a good keeper, by the way. He's a really good goalkeeper. Also, Miss AD's comment as well that what's the Howell's choice? It's got to be his choice. Got to be. We've got the money coming in from the Champions League as well. Yep, we do, Lee. And then no, that's the jobs as well. And keep Hope, get rid of the Blacker. That's on Lawrence. Yep, I agree. And big up to Tony, by the way.
Tony,
well, my guy. And let's try this comment as well before we go up with the show very soon. Say hello. I'm not going to do that. It's all black and white. Everyone's turned hi to Tony. And hi. This is birthdays. And go to the swell. Do apologise.
I think that Donna, which I've actually got rid of, maybe what you call
she goes in everyone's.
What was that, Martin?
She's in all the City channels, telling everyone she wants to love them and everything else. So don't worry.
Do you know her, do you?
No, but she's well known within the YouTube community now.
She's what I call probably a begins with a T.
Yeah, I agree. When is a ticket 20 quid? That was 30 years ago.
No, it's not. I paid 20 quid for Carabao Cup ticket this year.
Yes, we have.
Cool. First five is quickly. It's good. It's good. You good to go. Because empty seats. And you know the rest as well. And Tony said, and I agree with him, the way this PSL is struggling teams and the fact we have rich owners but can't spend too much.
Exactly. Well said, Tony.
Exactly. Evening to the back of my TV, and no doubt. Going used to love main roads. That's the Mick. Nail on the head about the fans, Martin. Well, just a source of income loyalty doesn't exist.
There's one for you. There's a guy who was in his 80s, had a season ticket at City for ages. And he got told all about, and he was like, I'm not going to ring you. Club don't care. They don't. City are trying to reduce it because if you know, one thing at City, I'll tell you this: if a season ticket holder doesn't reduce, that doesn't go back into the season ticket pot. It becomes an open sale ticket because we've got one of the highest season ticket members in the league. We've got 36,000 season ticket holders. In comparison, like Liverpool are quite low on their season tickets. They sell them all, but they have a lower number of percentage-wise of season ticket holders into Anfield because they want to make more money on the match day revenue. It's very clever how they do it, and they are trying to get rid of that. Look at Tottenham now. They've got all sorts of events going on.
I know. It just keeps going up and up and up all the time, and they're just pricing the people out. I mean, the young'uns are the future, right? You're going to price them out as well. Ridiculous, isn't it? Marta, I hope you win your court case with the Premier League. The Prem is all corrupt with American owners who want it all. Thank you for that, Alan. The way this PSL is strangling teams and the fact that we have rich ones, I think I read that, didn't I?
I think Tony must have just expanded it on his...
Oh, he expanded it, did he? And he also added as well, can't say too much. I want to see a team compete, but I'm starting to lose interest in football. Tony, you're not the only one, man. You're not the only one. And go on to Georgia Lee. So, whatever. And that's very kind of you. And let's go on to Alan's comments. Only bought the club to make money. Of course, no mystery. And we've got one here. Please don't hear that, Martin.
I'm not hating. I'm just saying she's well known.
Fair enough.
About
That's how it is, man. How many season tickets do City have? I know what you mean, Martin. I mean,
about 36,000.
That's not too bad, Martin. That's pretty good. That's pretty cool, there. Martin, just say you lose the court case. Do you think City will pull away from the Premier League?
Which court? Because the one now, it's not a court case. It's arbitration.
Arbitration.
No, I don't think City will pull away now.
And go through this comments quickly before we wrap up. Martin, how long do you think Pep's going to stay with City? Rumours this could be his last year.
They have offered him a new deal, and he's going to make the decision just before Christmas. Was the last word of it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It will depend on his signings this summer. I think this summer will give a big indication on whether Pep stays or leaves. But there will be a plan in place. There will be a plan in place.
Yeah, they always are. I mean, Pep will have something to do with it as well, I'm sure. I agree with Martin. Have family in New Jersey that support Philly Eagles. Being to see the Eagles with the family, they think nothing of spending on food and merch. Big up to Seaside Tooney, by the way. I hope you're well, mate. And yeah, I think he's correct. I think he's correct in the way. It's all about the money as well. That's happening at Newcastle. Season tickets has not been taken up into the ballot. Resale club makes at least 10 quid more per ticket. They know how to make the money as well, not just Newcastle.
That's what your ballot system was.
Yeah,
it was.
And the Premier League is not the best league in the world, as Richard Masters is the problem. Richard Masters, he's the weakest link there. I'm sorry.
I don't think it's Masters' fault. I think it's a puppet. Masters doesn't make the decisions. The clubs do. People think Masters makes the decision. He's the spokesperson for the clubs. It's a private members club, and the 20 chief execs make those rules.
Yeah, it could be, but the thing is, though, who's above them, though? That's the thing. Who makes the decisions in that? You said the clubs.
It's the clubs. It's the clubs. It's like being a member of a private golf club. And you have a committee, don't you? You have a chairman, a secretary, and all that. That's what the Premier League is.
Mm-hmm.
And Masters is your chairman. Then there'll be a secretary. Then there'll be that. But he answers to his members. His members say, "Let's have a new rule. We don't want this." So they all go in, and they have a vote on it.
Fair enough. First I heard of it, Pete. But very, very, very interesting. And
that's
like
why
Pep,
they all met last week. They met last week to vote on VAR.
Yeah, and Wolves were on their own, were they? They lost. But I don't want to hear anyone coming out complaining that they got the decision wrong.
See, it's VAR's not the problem. It's who operates the system. That's the problem.
The referees that are operating.
Yeah, exactly. And most of them cannot organise a piss up in a brewery.
Yeah, it's not VAR, and we've got the assisted VAR this year.
Exactly, because it works in other countries, but just not this one because of the officials that are running it.
Yeah,
simple as that.
Yeah, that's very true. I agree. And like Pep, he has a lot of respect for us. Right, going to wrap up the show there, guys. I know you guys busy. I think Mark's got a show to go to soon. I think I'm right. And so thanks very much for the chat as well. Everyone's been magnificent tonight. And so, Martin, did you enjoy coming on tonight, man?
Yeah, just listen. If Bruno happens, he stays, he stays. Best of luck to him. If he doesn't, don't all come hating at the end.
No.
It's not. It's just football. No, but I wish all the best for the season. Hopefully, we'll see in these next 2 weeks with arbitration what City can do.
Yeah.
Do I think it changes much? No, not really. I don't think it will. I think the Premier League is too far gone. I think it's too far gone down the road for anything to change. And this is really sad, but I do think we'll all end up being given a choice of travelling around the world to watch our teams. I think this is where it's all leading to, where we will all be watching our teams around the world.
Sure. Fair enough. Well, you know what? At the end of the day, sort of thing, I've got to say good luck to you. I hope you win the case. And I'll go through the comments. We ask you about where you can find you on your socials. So we get hammered from waiting to see to get Neves from a PIF-owned Saudi club and the likes of Man U kick off, yet Ratcliffe wants a player from his other club from Nice and nothing says it stinks. You know what, Tony? It winds me up. It winds all
We've not had our Savio deal signed off yet. That's got to go to a meeting in a couple of weeks.
He's a good player. He's very, very
Well,
good.
that's not when he signed off because he was at Girona.
Yeah, Girona. He is a great player. Expos should be in VAR. Thank you, Rigo. Thanks again, Rigo. Thank you for job piece as well, especially Martin in the guest.
No, anytime.
And been great. It's been a great show tonight. Spot on. And all, don't forget to hit the thumbs on your way out. Thank you, Mr. Kelly. Hoping we play in Brazil. You know, and to you, so jobs as well. So where can you find you on your socials, Martin?
At Horsey City on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Mancunian Way on Instagram, TikTok, and Mancunian Way on YouTube, where on Tuesday I will be sitting down. It may be absolutely boring to a lot of people, but I will read the full 93-page Court of Arbitration of Sport document. Results where it will prove a lot of what the media have been saying is a load of BS. Because I've had enough of the false narrative going on about City with time barred, City with this, City got off with it on a technicality. I'm sick of hearing the crap, so I'm going to read it fully out so people understand that City won fairly.
Fantastic stuff. And do follow the Mancunian Way on Martin's channel. And John would love Power Guy Foxy. Hey, don't upset Foxy, man. Because I'll upset him today about Miggy. But, you know, it's truthfully spoken, and I think Foxy takes it really well. And thanks, Mama, as well. Pete, where can we find you, man?
So channel PD Proudlock. I don't know, so far the next schedule live show is going to be the Friday Crazy Show. That's the so far schedule, but if there's any other shows that I do before that, you will be notified. As well, of course, we've got the Euros coming up now, so there'll be content coming out for that as well. So previews to the games as well. We might watch alongs, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking of doing like a fan reaction live show maybe as well, which would be great just to get some people on, give their thoughts of the game. So I might look to do something like that as well. So yeah, down there. Cool. PD Proudlock. Follow me on the social channels. PD Proudlock as well.
Yeah. Fantastic, Dorsey. And you can find us as John Sinclair TV. And I've got a show coming up hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday, one of the two nights. And called Keep, Loan or Sell. Pete, you be on tomorrow, mate, for Keep, Loan, Sell, or you got a show on?
No, if you want me on, John, I can join you for that tomorrow.
Cool stuff. I think it'll be 8 o'clock on that show, but
that's fine,
change, I'll let you know. And fantastic stuff. That's going to be a blast in the game. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of stick as well. And yeah, so like guys, thanks for the chats, guys, as well, for the comments as well. Thanks to Mama Flossie as well. She's been absolutely wonderful as well. And we do love her. If Drew Gunners around, big up to you. No, we're not getting Eddie Ketia. That's not going to happen anytime soon. And I've heard you quickly backstage as well. And as always, like, subscribe. And as always, have a fantastic evening. Leave a comment in the section as well. And I'll be watching the Euros 4.5 we're at a father time difference. Lorraine, wow, good on you. Hope you have a fantastic time. Good luck in the court case, Martin. Yes, Mod, good luck in the court case and arbitration tomorrow. We hope you win. And as always, away the lads.